said unto them, why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. But the men marveled, saying, what manner of man is this, that even the winds and the sea obey him? Tonight I'm coming to you because whether it be in the flesh or whether it be in the spirit, it's probably in the flesh. And before you attack me, Bennet Landry, and tell me about pride, and there are some other issues outside of pride that exist. If I'm one of the disciples on the boat, and I want to encourage you to come with me spiritually at this moment in time and try to place yourself not as one of the disciples, but as one of the participants on the boat, one of the people traveling on the boat. Because I want you to try to, whether you agree or disagree, at least empathize with me in dealing with what I'm struggling with. What I'm struggling with is I'm kind of angry that Jesus has said to me, he asked me the question, why are you so fearful? Now this bothers me, the question bothers me because, well, it's elementary. It's simplistic. It's not that it doesn't require any knowledge and brain surgery to figure out why I'm scared. And then to compound that, he looks me in my eye spiritually, as he does with all the disciples, and he says, all y'all got just a little faith. It's not a compliment. It's more like a criticism to me. Yeah, he criticizes me. I don't want to make this overkill in this drama. I don't want to make this seem as though what I see in the spirit at this moment is less than what I'm making it to be. So before I go into his statement, you who join with me spiritually on the ship, on the boat, on the vessel, don't you see the severity of the moment? Let me take you back to we all got on this ship and set sail towards our destination. The disciples and all of us. And then while in the sea, not a brook, not a stream, not a ditch or puddle, the sea. While in the sea, let me remind you that we are not on an aircraft carrier, a battleship. In fact, the ship that we have has no motor. There is no electricity, no light. The only light might be either it would be the regular light for that time of the day. We're on a ship. Smooth sailing when we start. As we progress, a mighty storm arose. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Given the fact that we were not expecting this storm, we did not bring extra stuff that you might would bring if you were expecting a storm. And in all of our lives, storms come unexpectedly, without announcement that time. So, we're in this ship. Now, listen to me. Aboard the ship, there are some men who make their living as captains of ships, who are used to sailing. They're used to navigating vessels. They're used to going through water. They're even used to storms. I ain't used to a storm at sea. I'm not a captain. I don't know anything about navigation. I'm only on this boat as a traveler. Now, the people who are used to boats, navigation, currents, winds, all that kind of stuff, they are freaking out. So, when the experts freak out, and then the dumb extras, what would you expect me to do? How do you expect me to react? If the captain is scared, then the crew is going to be greater than the captain. If the deckhands, the ship workers, if they're scared, then what do you expect people who are just catching a ride to experience? I'm giving you all of this because when the winds start blowing, when it gets mighty dark and cloudy, the waves start picking up, initially, I'm feeling all right. I look at Jesus. Jesus look like he cool. He goes in the part of the ship, lays down and go to sleep. It's just a little wave. It's navigable, if that's a word. They pick up. You start hearing some of those who are responsible for the craft. You start hearing them barking off orders. I don't know what they say. Pull the sail, move the mast, lower the anchor. I don't know, but they're making commands. I'm on this ship along with you, and all of us are beginning to see that the sea is getting rough. It gets really nervously rough for me. And I look in the eyes of Peter, James, and John, fishermen by trade. And they seem to be alarmed, but not scared. You know what I found out, David? I found out that my mind has levels to it. Those things that I'm all right with, I don't worry about. Those things that I feel confident that I can do on my own, no sweat, no problem. Little challenge comes my way, if I've experienced it before, not an issue. Knock that thing out, roll with it, baby. Then, the more the waves, the more the wind, the greater the test, the more concerned I become because, number one, I ain't used to this. This makes me feel awkward. This makes me feel nervous. Do I have the right to my feelings? Do I have the right to my concern? I see some heads nodding, yeah. Don't get much, all right. I see y'all not, y'all still on the easy waves of the ship. Let me ask you, if you're on board, Matthew 8 chapter, if you're on board with me and the disciples and Jesus, and water starts coming in the ship, not splashes of water, waves of water. You scared? No. I'm glad I'm getting some of y'all. Y'all weren't talking much when the waves were a little calmer, when they were negotiable.
But hold on, you're talking about people with experience in these type of situations. That
hold on, I'm not experienced on this boat, as was not all of the disciples. Not all of the disciples. I did already state that there were some expert fishermen, James, John, Peter, those that we can know. There were some expert fishermen. And I've noted to you that originally all of us had smiles on our faces and no concern when we started out on this journey. But as the waves began to pick up, things began to get they started changing. And then when they picked up some more, I became more concerned than those who were experts. And they didn't seem as concerned. And so because I could look at their face and I could tell that they were not concerned, it helped me to be more calm. But now, when I see water begin to come into the ship, and I can hear the voice of Peter, James, and John as they began to send out direct commands, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do it. And they're checking on this, and the fury of things begin to get a little more frantic. And I can hear the emphasis in their voice. I can tell they are becoming more alarmed about the storm. And when those who are experts become alarmed, and those that are novices are even more concerned. You still on the ship, let me pause and ask you, when rolls of water, not, you see them move, they splash, there's some that. When waves of water crash into the ship, half of the wave cut off and flows on the deck. You scared?
Yes, sir.
I'm an expert at being afraid.
Me and my brother-in-law, we were turned over 2 boats in the Mississippi Gulf outlet.
You think I won't be going fishing with you?
We were going to the locks, and all that carton was coming through. And the motor stopped. Not only the motor stopped, but there was a rope hanging at the back of the boat, and it caught on to the side of the locks. And it turned the boat around, and the water came over the boat. And the boat sank. And my brother-in-law told me to jump up on the locks.
Yeah, like
Because he could swim. I couldn't swim.
Let me pause you real quick on that. Raise your hand if you can swim.
A little bit. I want to say a little bit.
Raise your hand if you're an expert swimmer.
I just swim on my back and that's it.
Sometimes I get nervous in the shower. No. No, but I'm trying to listen. The reason why I'm taking my time building this because I need you to understand why I'm feeling some kind of way when Jesus makes his statement.
Yes, everybody insecure to get off the different
Okay,
levels.
but Dave, yeah, okay.
Because
Go
I
ahead.
can't swim. I work in 100,000 feet of water on a small vessel. And if anything happens, I'm not gonna get scared. I mean, there's 3 of us on a vessel, 100,000 foot of water. I mean,
Have you ever been in 100,000 feet of water on a boat with Brother Mill?
I mean, we didn't have problems. I mean,
No, but listen. I granted problems,
we didn't have problems.
and my level of anxiety or anxiousness
It's all different for everybody.
is based largely upon my ability or my belief that the problems are negotiable. That they are
There's no negotiation with a wave.
that they are survivable. They are survivable. Okay, so my level of peace and my level of anxiousness is largely based upon my perspective as to whether or not nobody else is my own, because each man has to answer for himself.
That's my point.
But so I grant your point. But listen to me. My concern is even made greater on this ship with the disciples, because those who are expert at navigating waters, who have been in storms before and survived, they are scared.
Yeah, granted, nobody don't want to be in the
But I didn't know. I didn't know. If the experts are scared, isn't that justifiable for me to be scared?
I'm going to say this.
Now, if you say something about pride, I'm going to put you out.
If
No, come on.
these people were experts, they've gone through storms like this. And I imagine so they have been scared in that time in the water that they could have drowned. I understand that.
Did you see?
I understand where you are.
Did you see Peter's eyes? Did you see his
Okay.
eyes?
And
Did you see Peter's eyes? Did you see his eyes?
listen, let me finish.
All right.
I can understand that they would be frightened. I can understand that. And if I were on the same boat, I'd be frightened.
Okay, good. Now I know you.
But if they knew Christ like we knew Christ, we know Christ, they wouldn't be afraid.
I'm with you there. I was trying to let somebody else respond to that. I'm gonna be honest with you, tell you the truth. I don't agree with you.
They didn't know Christ.
Didn't do him better than
They just finished when Peter
And
did.
then they had nothing to be afraid of.
Man, why you? But see, that's what I'm trying to understand. Because you, in a sense, you are harmonizing with Jesus and agreeing.
Why
with him.
not?
Yeah, why not? Because he sleep.
Can
He
you
does.
tell
Hold on. Don't
that
erase
these
what I just said.
apostles Knew Jesus. If they knew him when he hung on the cross and died, they run away.
Listen, what I'm gonna tell you.
That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
The apostles.
They didn't know it.
The apostles.
Exactly.
The,
They did not know
the
it.
apostles
They did not
knew
know it.
Jesus in ways you'll never know.
No. No. I disagree with that.
You know Jesus via the Holy Spirit. Do you know him as a man?
Did you know?
I answer my question.
in the Holy Spirit?
Do you know Jesus as a man?
Did I know him as a man?
Yes, because you ain't that old. Now, Brother me on the other hand, well, he wouldn't know either. But so then, this is my point. My point to you is, you don't know Jesus as they knew him. And you'll never know him
As a man.
as a man.
Right. I understand.
Okay. So then,
But Jesus.
hold on. If David were the Messiah, I could believe in him as a Messiah and not understand the totality of what he represents. But I still register him as a man. In my mind, he still registers as a man. He can show and demonstrate to me all kinds of miracles that proves to me that he is a Messiah. But number one, I don't know the height, width, and depth of the Messiah's purpose, presence, and all of that. And we still don't know that today. But I do know him from the sense of a man. And so I know that as a man, he is limited. I know as a man, he has a heart. I know as a man, he has a brain. I know that he can be killed. And I know I'm a man with all those things. And right now, I'm about to suck water and die.
I'm going to back up this.
Mary Beatrice. Go back to the moment. Go to the, I'm trying to, this is, I want y'all to stay with me because this is significant to today. I want you to go back to the moment without the benefit of it being hindsight. Be present on that moment. As like you've been on this ship with me, are we about to die? Is our life being threatened? Penny, you about to die?
The waves kicking up like they kicking and the water coming all over the boat. Oh yeah, we got.
We about to die.
I can't swim.
We about to die. Can't drink all this water. I can't drink all this water. I'm about to die. I'm thinking to myself about my family. They ain't gonna see me no more. They may not even find my body. Because this is the sea, right? Dave, why are you struggling? David.
I just have a different perspective.
Okay, what's your perspective? Well, you tell me what your perspective, brother. I'm just
I
telling
don't
you.
live life like that. You see how y'all? I don't live life like that.
How you live?
Especially when it comes to death. I might live it. My insecurities. What bother me more might be me going to jail, something like that. But dying, I don't have no insecurities with dying. I don't care about being young. Man, I gotta get out of here one way or another. That's how I look at it. In any situation.
But I'd rather be another
But what I'm saying
than
is,
this way.
but what I'm saying is, that's how I.
Meaning, because another seems to suggest at another time too. So I'd rather be at another time.
But I'm just saying, so I don't get all bent out of shape with
Yeah,
things like
but
that.
David, even
Especially threatening my life. That don't
even
mean-
okay, let me ask you this
It's just
question.
different.
My question, even if your feeling is different, do you believe you're going to survive?
At this point, it don't really
I'm
survive.
not asking you whether that matters to you or not.
At this
I'm
point-
asking you a question. Do you believe, given the condition of the sea, given the condition of where we are, given the condition of this little boat we are in, is your conclusion that we are going to die? I'm not asking you about how you feel about death. I'm asking you about your conclusion to this situation. Do you have, can you show me how we're going to survive this? Is it reasonable to you that we're going to survive?
The chances are slim, man.
Okay, so you basically, you don't really want to say it completely, but okay, you agree with,
I got a question.
come on, Mary Peter.
Okay, so what would you do in an instant like that? Would you be trying to help everybody else to calm their nerves, or you just sit down and just let it be?
I'll probably just chill, grab a life raft or something. I don't know, I'm just different. Like, I might be talking to somebody, you know, trying
Maybe,
to call home.
maybe even go fishing. No.
You know, things like that. But I'm not in a panic. It's not.
Okay, but a part of the frantic nature of what's going on, part of the thing that's raising my blood pressure, the part of the thing that's making me sweat and nervous is that we're trying to live. We're not trying to just give up and die. We're trying to live. And so in the process of trying to survive it and leaning on our own understanding to make it, that's what's making a part of this difficult. Because my best effort seems to not be bringing me to the point of survival. I'm still, despite my best effort, my greatest struggle, my smartness, I'm losing. This is the problem with these kinds of storms. The problem with these kinds of storms that come into our lives is that they render us feeling vulnerable, limited, helpless, and they remind us that we are finite or more. That opens the door for struggle. That opens the door for fear. That opens the door for concern. That opens the door to wonder how in the world did we get this thing wrong.
But in the middle of a storm, that's the worst place to be in your thoughts and feelings and in self. That's the worst place possible for your mind to be. So, I'm gonna put it like this.
Yeah,
with that
by the way.
mindset, yeah, we dying. I'm gonna give it to you, yeah. With that mindset, how you thinking?
So what do you think I should be on? Maybe I should be at the forefront of the ship saying, we're gonna do it!
No, I mean
what? Okay, since you seem rather critical of the mentality, what do you expect, man?
a Christ-like mindset. Christ, when he got up,
He
Right.
I mean, it's understandable for people to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm praying too.
And scared.
I'm praying.
Suppose he didn't wake up.
Okay, so since he brought in Christ, I'm gonna go ahead and walk that road. The Savior, the Messiah, Jesus, us right now, to be honest with you, can I give you a real? Yeah. I'm not looking at Jesus right now as the Messiah. Is there anybody on this ship right now looking at Jesus as the Messiah?
You mentioned it.
Is there anybody here on the ship?
He's sleeping.
Answer the question. If you do, say yes. If you don't, say no. Is there anybody on this ship right now, in the middle of this storm, that's thinking about, well, he fed 5,000, Is there anybody on this ship want to talk about the virgin birth?
No. Nobody. They scared.
Anybody here want to say kumbaya?
No.
You want to sing Amazing Grace right back down?
But you mentioned that they knew him as a man.
What?
You mentioned they knew him as a man.
Yes.
But they followed him before they were on this boat.
Yeah,
They
but I
followed him
Oh,
everywhere, and they seen the miracles he performed.
And with all of that being said,
He wasn't there yet.
Don't walk on me yet.
all right, because you know, I'm putting on my shoes right now. I'm putting on my boots. Go ahead.
All right. And they seen all these miracles. They must have known that he was not just a mere man.
Yes. And your point?
I see that they should have had faith in him.
Put yourself
Okay,
on
one
that-
more again. Let me remind you.
Put yourself
At
on
this point, I ain't sitting up there saying, let's go sing Amazing Grace with Jesus. I'm not sitting up there saying, let's go sing, let must Jesus bear the cross alone and all this. No, man. We about to die with the capital D. We
Okay,
about to
when
die.
you woke up Jesus, what did he tell you? Oh, yeah,
Okay,
little
hold
faith.
on. Okay, so listen to me. Do you know this? This is this deep saying. It's gonna sound simplistic. Do you know how it feels to be going through a storm and watch Jesus sleep?
Watch him sleep.
And so let me break the symbolic nature of that. To watch him sleep means to not see him actively engaged in saving you from the storm. Do you know what that feels like?
I don't think it was there yet.
No. In the physical sense, they were right there. Because all hands were on deck. All hands were on deck. The disciples, and if I keep myself in the spirit, I was up there struggling too. I was right there getting all wet, watching and the lightning flash, hearing the thunder roar, seeing all that water coming up in there, hearing people scream, the wind blowing the rain in my face. I can't hardly see nothing, and I'm grabbing, my heart beating. I feel like, Lord, I'm about to die. And if I think about Jesus, you know what I'm thinking? Excuse me for putting it like this in the back, but what the hell is Jesus?
You knew where he was.
Okay, well, thank you, Mary Patriot. Thank you. That's one of my thoughts, too. Why did he bring us out here for us to die? This don't make no sense.
Well, if you knew Jesus as a man,
They
you
knew he
should
could
know
die.
that he was there, he would protect him.
Isn't it
It's
different when you
protected
put
them
yourself in
from
a
all these
situation that
things.
has yourself?
And that's a part of that's the part
He rose
of
again.
the
He
reason
healed
why we
the
study
sick.
the word. Because the word is applicable, not just back then in them days, but the word is applicable right now. The reality about it
The point
is,
is, they saw Jesus, they saw what he can do.
and they also saw what he was doing. Nothing.
Like he wasn't worried.
No, like he was comatose.
Mr. Benny, put yourself on that.
No,
I
you're not. Because if you're on that boat, what are you doing? Tell me, what are you doing? What are you doing on the boat, Benny and Andrew?
I'm scared.
What?
Well,
Rest my case.
you got to make up in your mind. Either you holding hands with Jesus, or you holding some of this stuff trying to get this boat right. Which one are you doing?
I'm still.
You ain't worried.
I'm not worried.
You're lying. Sorry. Come on, man. How you worried? How you scared and not worried?
I've been like that many a time.
And that was before or after the message.
Look,
Y'all pray for me.
wait, I'm me share with you. I was offshore, and it was these big waves were hitting on a platform.
And there you was on the.
And I was scared.
How can you be scared and you know Jesus like that?
But I didn't know Jesus.
Oh, I see. Okay. Go ahead.
I didn't know Jesus.
But now, if that was happening, you would be one who could be on the Titanic and say, "Oh, enjoy the rain." Come on, people. Listen, let me dismantle this and bring this from out of the symbolic and scriptural zone and bring it to the real application of life.
Reality.
Because the reality of life is storms that happen to us. It's personal. Now, folk could look at you on the outside and say, "This is what you should do. This is how you should be. You need to pray more. You need to fast and pray. You need to study the scripture. You must have sinned and did something wrong. Oh, you ain't saved." All of these criticisms, they're telling you what you need to do. But if they was in the boat with you, if they were you in the boat that you're in, they would do the exact same thing.
Scream out.
Yeah. So stop trying to act like you would scream and holler. You trying to act like you be talking about, "Oh, but we got Jesus on board." You're good.
What did he do when he moved that?
I ain't asking you all that. I'm dealing with the moment at hand. Because the reality is, what did he do at the moment at hand? He was not presently active trying to save this ship.
So you're telling me the reason why you were scared is because Jesus was asleep?
No.
What did you tell him?
Because I'm about to die. Because the water coming in the ship, those people who are expert at navigating the boat, they scared. They running around here with death in their eyes. I'm scared. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes there come some storms in my life, quite literally, they scare me. And in the midst of fear, the enemy speaks loudest. What does it say? It doesn't affect David.
Wait a minute. Go
But
back.
what does
You
it say?
said the enemy speaks logic
I didn't say logic. I said fear.
loudly.
Loudly. Yes.
Yeah,
He speaks loudly to us. And those are not words of promise and hope. They're words that he claims is reality. And one of the things that he whispers greatest on some level, be it physical, mentally, financially, relationship, you know what he says that catches us the most? You're going to die. Something about something within your comfort zone is about to die or be lost. And he reminds you that you have never ever successfully overcome storms like this. You ain't ready for this. You can't handle this. You are inept. You cannot win. You will lose. You are going to lose. You're going to lose. Now,
And that's the thing. That's the thing. The devil knows whatever attack you in your mind.
He hit you
He's
at
not
your
gonna hit
weakest
you
spot.
the same level he hit him at, or me at, or Sister Mary. You know, our insecurities, all ring at a different level.
right.
Some people might be scared of death. I'm scared of my health, losing my health. I'm scared of losing the ability to work. You know, things like my freedom. That's my insecurities. As far as
Your
opposed to somebody-
insecurities hang around your treasures.
Right. As opposed to somebody just being scared to die or, of losing their life. But the bigger picture about it is we all have insecurities. And our level of faith is what determines your insecurities.
Okay.
I feel like your level of faith determines your level of insecurities.
All right. Okay. I agree with you. Here's one of my problems on this ship, on this boat. Everybody sees the necessity of the moment. We all see the necessity of the moment and the obvious gloom, doom, and danger that is associated with the moment. We all see it. Except Jesus. Now you can limit it to just this scripture and to this text. You can limit it to just this occasion, or you can use this occasion symbolically to represent other storms that you've been in and struggled in and wrestled with and dealt with. Strong storms, horrible storms, storms that you just not prepared for. And remember, in the midst of those storms, you remember how it bothered you that you were doing all of this stuff to try to save the ship. But God was MIA. See, I know you didn't. You don't want to accept that as a fact, because maybe it's not as a fact, but it's definitely as a feeling.
I can accept that. God is never in my head.
Man, you ain't listening to what I'm saying over there.
You say,
You go through a lot of things, and with me, I know he's not missing in action. I know he's there. I know he sees. He's in control. But it's just something about human nature or whatever it is. It just throws you for a loop. And in the back of the mind, you know that it's going to work out the way he sees best, but you still have a problem. You still worry. You still, because
But I know head knowledge.
you should leave.
Head knowledge, and maybe even on some. I think people who are saved do believe and say God is in control. But when they say that, it doesn't seem as though it's a done deal. It doesn't seem you. I mean, it just seems like sometimes you by yourself.
You really know that you're not by yourself.
Head knowledge.
You know it.
If true, if your faith is that strong, then how can you be in fear? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to. I'm dealing with it. Listen, I don't want to. I need y'all to stay with me, because maybe it's just me struggling on this level. But what bothers me though are those times when I'm going through some stuff. I'm going through some changes. I'm going through some hard stuff, and it looks like sometimes it's one storm after the other storm. And it's not just because maybe I've done something wrong. Sometimes you don't have to have done anything wrong for a storm to come. And listen, back to back to back to back, just like hitting you, bam, 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 bam. And you're trying to fix this. You're trying to put this fire, another fire pop out over here. And you're running out of resources, and it just drains you. You get discouraged, you get angry. And all the while, you keep asking yourself the question, where is God? Because if my faith was so active in that regard, then why would I be anxious?
I think operation based off our five senses give us is also create insecurities. Sometimes it's not even dealing with faith. You understand? Sometimes it's just your ability of thinking on your own that will cause insecurity. Give you a scenario. God been cutting my hair since forever. Little bit of blood. Now, he can't cut my hair. I gotta go to somebody else. Right away, that's straight insecurity. I know you're a barber. I know you're not cut hair. But I still look up. He got a license. He's certified. I'm going to still look up at him and say, "You sure you like him? You sure you ain't messing up?" You understand? He got a license on the wall. The on the wall. And it's the same way in our spiritual life. Sometimes it might not show, it might not hit off as being, man, that's a spiritual battle. But we might look at it as being, you know, like a.
Do you think sometimes we forget it's a spiritual battle?
Right.
That's what you're saying?
And most of the time we look at it as it just being in the natural. This just happening in the natural. But
okay, but what does
everything is
what does me losing my job after 10 years? How is that? That's physical. How is that a spiritual?
Because it could be spiritual growth. Comfort zone. It could be spiritual.
But I'm not asking you.
I'm just giving you some.
What can be the result of it? I'm not asking you what can come out, what good can come out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to understand how is that spiritual?
Faith. Your level of faith. See, sometimes God will change the situation that you're comfortable in to bring you to another level. Not just for insecurity purposes.
So then he has no right.
God can do more.
Yeah, all right.
God can do more for you.
I didn't say that he said.
I ain't even let me
all rights.
Jesus has no right to become critical of my faith.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Have you
Yeah, I like that look you gave me. You made me feel like what's wrong with you? You need to be baptized. You need to be born again. but I mean, that's come on. Deacon spread. But okay, but let me just ask you a question though. On the real. Doesn't it, I'll rephrase the question. Doesn't it seem doesn't it seem insensitive? I found my word now.
Jesus insensitive?
Doesn't it seem insensitive? I'm talking about Deacon Spriggs, not Deacon Lang. Doesn't it seem insensitive for God to place me in a storm that I've never had an experience with, that I didn't deserve because of some sin that I did, that He has not prepared me for, and expect me to watch the water come in the ship, to feel the wind and hear the thunder roar, see the lightning flash, to see others around me who are experts in this, shake their head and basically say, we basically going to die, prepare to meet your maker. I mean, isn't it insensitive for, don't you think it's some kind of way, some sort of pseudo, halfway, turned logic, upside down perspective for me to believe that it was insensitive for God to expect me to have faith, to just accept this as being, I'm good. asking you about the results of the storm or what possibly could come as a result. I'm dealing right now with when they say go get Jesus.
Right.
Because he was asleep. Even kind of mad
He was just,
that we killing ourselves to try to save ourselves and him. And he's asleep. I'm trying to hold a little religion I got. But this thing right here about to make me say bump the church, bump all this scripture, all this preaching, all of this ministry, jump up out of this thing, and I was just going on in the world. Because this doing right ain't working out right.
But if you think about it, they did just what basically some of it, I'm not gonna say all of us do. When we're going through problems, when we try all kind of things, and then on the end, oh Jesus. So, like, they were realizing that they're gonna die, but then let's go get Jesus.
Okay,
now.
but here's, excuse me for being ignorant. Excuse me for being ignorant.
I like to read that.
But here's another part of my dark mind, my idiocracy coming into play. Why he sleeping at a time like this?
Not worried.
Does he know something more than us?
You know what's going to happen.
All you gotta do is go.
Barbara Man. What man sleeps at a time like this? Ooh, that's a sermon right there.
A lot of them.
No, seriously. What man sleeps? If you could really join with me in your imagination and in the spirit at this moment in the text, what man sleeps? Here come my preaching to me right now. Just about to say, what, David, what kind of man sleeps at a time like this? In my flesh, I say the man that sleeps at a time like this is an ignorant man. And they tell me that ignorance is bliss. Or a man who is not conscious, which is ignorance, who is not conscious of the direness of this moment, of the severity of this moment. Stay with me on this ship, because y'all keep on coming back to this table. I want you to stay with me on this ship. Everybody is trying to save the ship. Everybody, bar none, trying to save the ship. Nobody, with the exception of Jesus. Jesus is the only hand, listen to me, the only one, the only possible hope. He's the only one not trying to save the ship.
Look, they made him the last priority. Think about it.
No.
They made him
Because
last
they
priority.
didn't.
And I think that's why he was.
Why did they make him?
Yeah,
Why do we make Jesus last priority? Or when do we make Jesus last priority in the storm?
Well, we
When?
didn't try everything
When?
else. Well, we didn't try
You're
everything
right.
else.
You're right.
Trying to do it yourself.
You didn't try everything else.
So as long as we think that we can do this, we don't want to disturb him. We only disturb him when we realize that we can't do it. But my problem though is, if he knows what's going on, then he should be present. I should be able to see him calming the sea. I should be able to see him settling the wind. I should be able to see him commanding the lightning and the thunder. I should be able to see him doing these things. But I don't see him doing any of these things. So I must assume he's still asleep.
But the thing about it is, I don't want to go too far ahead, but I don't believe that he said, "Oh, you have little faith." I don't believe he was speaking to them about the storm, whether we gonna die or live. I believe he was speaking to them as opposed to, man, y'all, like, man, I'm on the ship. Y'all gonna come wait here last? I should have been priority. I should have been first. I think that's what he spoke to.
And okay, if I respond to him, which I wouldn't be, because he's Jesus, and he controls lightning. but in the flesh, I want to respond to him. In the flesh, I want to respond to him, and I want to say, you know what? Number one, you should not have suffered this to happen from jump. We never should have been placed in a perilous position. Here we are trying to do your will. Here we are walking with you. Here we are learning from you. Here we are trying to be disciples to you and do your will. And you're going to put us in a situation like this. This never should have happened.
You would have told that to Jesus?
No, girl. I'm scared right now.
Yeah, that's like, that's what you said.
But I'm saying, you know, I was scared of my daddy too. And some things I wanted to tell him, I ain't tell him. I wanted to live long and grow. No, but hear me. See, y'all don't want to go that way, but I'm a little different because I believe that the flesh is real.
The flesh is true.
And can be relevant. What'd you say?
The flesh is true.
What'd you say about my mom?
The flesh is true.
Yeah, okay. I accept it.
That old flesh is going
But I'm serious. I want to tell him when he says, "Oh ye of little faith," why were you afraid? Why were you afraid, oh ye of little faith? I really wanted to tell him if he's doing it as David said. I really want to tell him, but this never should have happened.
Why not tell him? Because I tried everything else.
Would you put your children in a boat on a storm like this?
Funny coincidence, you said.
Would you do that? You didn't answer my question.
Funny,
I said,
what you said.
go ahead.
I was talking to my uncle, and he said, you get swim. He said, hey, lucky you born in this era. He said, man, you know what my grandpa did? He took us out there and pushed us all out the pool. We had to learn how to swim.
What?
That's what you said about that.
So he had a while.
But he had a lot of kids. He may want to decrease the. No. Y'all family?
It's serious.
But now listen. Stay with that same situation. If you had been pulled in the boat out, you had learned a few minimal strokes to save your life, and they pulled you in the boat out, you wouldn't have looked at him and said, he crazy.
Man, lost his mind.
Because logic, I wouldn't understood.
Okay then, so then y'all can relate to what I'm talking about. Jesus gonna put us out here like this here for what? What is this?
A learning experience.
Could you not have this written on paper? Okay, so y'all are also smart on this here. So then when you go through a storm, I want you to be just like David said you ought to be.
Jesus first.
Works for me.
I remember algebra.
And then if you go to if it's a storm, back to back storm.
Algebra was a storm for me.
All right.
And as much as Sister Susan wanted to really get it, boy, I couldn't.
Good example, Dave. Good example. I bet you she gave you some assignments that made you be like,
And no matter how much she wanted on the board,
yes.
until I went up there and had to work it,
Why'd she put you on the spot though?
because I didn't get it. But when I started, when you
Okay, can you not embarrass me? It is embarrassing to go up there. Work this problem on the board. You up there with that piece of chocolate, but all the class looking at you. You know what the class thinking?
well, he don't make the mistake and not us.
Yeah. Man, she ain't called me, but
Everybody,
she found a door.
Everybody went. When it was, like you said, couldn't he just put it on
this. I don't want this.
Nobody come.
I don't. Listen, I wish somebody else at this
stage
table would understand what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, there's some storms, to be honest with you. I don't want to go through this. And sometimes even the fervor of the storm, even if I acknowledge that God allowed it, I don't want this.
It's not right.
I want him to come. I want him to come right now. Come right now. Come right now.
And if you don't want to
Come right now. Don't tarry with me. Don't lay in the ship sleeping, waiting until I get all twisted and crazy. Don't wait till I done lost my hair, I done cussed the word out. Don't wait until I have exhausted all my energies and they come up to me, walk out on the other ship, look at the storm and say, peace be still. And then turn around to me and say, you ain't got no faith. No, don't do that.
Be honest, how many times God has told me that?
How many times what?
How many times God has told me that?
What? Oh, your little faith?
You can't count that.
Thank you.
Can't count it.
I don't listen. Okay, let me go. Shannon, you are a woman of reason and education. Education. Here's what I want to know. What if you in a storm and you don't want to be here? This is stupid. This is dumb. This makes no sense. This is crazy. And even if you acknowledge, okay, God has all power, that aggravates me even more. It aggravates me even more. Because if you got all power, stop it. Okay, what do you want me to do? Want me to lay down on the floor, snot come out my nose? Here you go. What do you want? Want to go to church more? Okay, I'll be there next Sunday. Go there next Sunday. 2 Sundays in a row. You ain't stopping yet. Okay, you want me to start time? All right, not a problem. I'm tired. You still ain't stopping. Okay. Middle lane.
Right.
Your ponytail is blocking the view.
Sorry about
Hey, Facebook, we're sorry about that. Come on back to the storm. That was not a mermaid that went across the teeth. But listen. Sometimes
I can't cross that.
y'all let it go. Y'all, come on back. Come on. Yeah. Shannon, I need to know what to do. Because now I'm on this ship. I'm in the middle of this storm. This ain't the first storm I just came out of a storm. And then, before that, I was in another storm. I'm tired of storms. I'm starting to get in the feeling. I'm getting the feeling with all of these storms. I'm getting the feeling that this church stuff ain't real.
Oh, no.
And see, brothers like that, they don't have.
No.
I mean, I've been trying to be faithful. I've been trying to do the right thing. I acknowledge that I ain't perfect. I ain't trying to tell you that I deserve whatever I have, because all have sinned and fallen short. I get all of those things. It just shouldn't be this hard. I shouldn't have to go through all of this. I'm by myself. I'm trying to pull this load by myself. I pray. Lord knows I pray. I pray. I pray all day and struggle all day and suffer all day. And the rain keeps falling. Look like conditions are getting worse. know what? Watch this here. Even sometimes, I hear Jesus in the background when I can hear him in the midst of all of the noise. Not a joyful noise, but in the midst of all of the noise of the storm. Sometimes I can hear him in the distance saying to me, "He just gotta have faith."
Gotta keep the faith, bro. Gotta keep the faith.
And that's the thing, man.
And y'all, you preach, you gotta keep the faith. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to keep the faith. But I'm dying, man.
That's the thing.
I'm dying, and I'm dying a lonely death. I'm dying a painful death.
Anything small will be breaking and
It
crying.
ain't little, David. You keep minimizing that. I ain't talking about the little stuff. I can handle little stuff.
Man, some people can't.
I can handle drizzles.
Why we basing it off of one person? Man, they got millions of people in the world just breaking the internet, and they going to panic.
Because I'm talking about,
Oh, my toilet don't
I
work.
can't speak for
I need
those
a brand
people.
new toilet.
I can't speak for those people.
Just little bit.
Each man has to testify from his own position. And I'm trying to tell you from my position. When I keep going to back storm, and I'm the only one trying to get this thing done, look like everybody, family members who should be on my side working against me. The church preaching, but there ain't nobody reaching. I don't believe you hear what I'm trying to say. I can't get any help. And Jesus, the most I can get from him is,
Never alone.
okay, you know what? I may not ever be alone, but if I can't get no help, it's just like I'm alone.
Because you're depending on you.
Okay? Because I don't see Jesus picking up not one oar to try to help straighten this ship out. I don't see him in the middle of the boat speaking to no lightning, telling it to stop flashing. I don't hear him saying to no waves, peace, be still. I don't see nothing getting any better. But you sit up here at the table preaching to me about what I need to do. I need some help. Now you acting like you can't relate to this here.
Oh, yeah.
So Shannon Sue, I'm gonna go back to you.
Heal these people. It's saving everybody.
Who is he talking to?
They're seeing all that Jesus done.
Shannon. Now, first of all, can you just give me some kind of, do I have any validity here? Do I have any,
I think so.
am I just like the lowest on the totem pole? My faith is like, it's not even, it ain't even a mustard seed. It's some kind of crabgrass seed. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, am I wrong for this? Am I wrong for being tired? Am I wrong for being frustrated? Am I wrong for being faithless? Am I wrong for just wanting to say, Jesus, where are you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're wrong.
I asked her, not been in that.
Don't ask me. I'm going to tell you the same.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you.
I understand you.
Keep the faith.
I understand you.
Okay, so can you help?
No,
No.
I can't.
I'm throwing in. That's I just threw it in the path. I'm about to lay up this ship and die. Shannon, I don't need no company and die.
I'm just saying.
Okay, say Mary.
We all died, so.
Come on.
Can you think of any other storms that you've come out of?
Can I take a what?
Any other storms that you've come out of?
Can I take?
Can you think of any other storms that you've been through? And
Yeah,
come out of?
I survived my father's death.
So, how did you survive?
I don't know. I just got over.
What about
No,
stroke,
that was God.
Ralph? No, it wasn't. You
The
just
stroke,
killed.
that was God.
No, that was.
So even though you don't realize it, and that's.
I'm not, okay,
Wait. And I realize it, okay, you're going through another storm, but that's how you're gonna make it. It helps you to make it through the storms that you go through.
But why is he, isn't he being insensitive to me?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He has a purpose, we don't know what it is.
But
he
he's
has a
suggesting to me that my problem is faith. This is not, to me, it's not a matter. It's not, on some level, I don't even see this as being a question of faith. Or
Well, put it like this. He could just, every time you have a problem, fix it. That quick,
that would be nice.
but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna help you.
Okay, how about me just,
Yeah.
It's
I
not
can,
gonna
how,
help you. Wait, look. You think of it, if you have a child, and that child constantly gets in trouble, and every time that child gets in trouble, you get them out. You get them out. Every time they get in trouble, you get them out. Are they learning anything? What do they learn? My parents will get me out.
yeah.
So they never really change. So if we're going through something, you know, he's not gonna jump in and he'll send us help. He's not gonna jump in and help us.
What does he,
But we have to learn.
what does he
how to
want,
do it.
what does he want me to do? On a
Stand still
on
and
a
know that
sinking
he's
ship.
God. That's all you can
On
do.
a sinking ship.
Hey,
He wants me
what
to
else
stand
can
on a
you do?
sinking ship.
You might as well, at least if the thing break up, you'll have a
So,
board to hold on
so
to.
God doesn't help those who help themselves? I hear people say that all the time.
I knew you would throw that at us.
That's
I
not
knew
the
you would
scripture.
throw that at us.
It's not biblical.
That's not biblical.
Nah.
It don't say in the Bible God help those who help themselves.
No,
No.
no.
Oh my God.
Give me the book, chapter, and verse for it.
It's 3rd Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, and the 1st verse, I believe.
No. What?
Yes.
There's no 30s in
Yes.
No.
I know what to do all in my Bible.
Bam! I'm sorry, boy.
It makes it sound real.
I didn't think y'all was gonna go check. Check. Who does that? Who does that? What is Spade? Steve. He just want me. He want me to just be still and know.
He is God.
Oh, that's so. That sounds so incredible.
Yeah.
So just sit here and know. I know Jesus is sleeping.
So,
First, he wants to tell you what the problem is.
don't you know you can read
You have to tell him what the problem is. You don't tell him what the problem is. You can't help it.
Isn't the problem? Is the problem? The problem is obvious.
Right. No.
The problem is obvious. The problem is the ship is sinking, and I can't stop it.
Well, that's why he asked him. Why are you filthy?
In the words of that great detective, elementary. It's elementary. It's elementary, my dear. The reason why I'm here is because I'm about to die.
Right, but that's not true.
Okay, I need somebody to talk to me briefly because our time is out. I don't know how to calm myself. And in my mentality, die peacefully.
G.O.D.
You like David to say,
You know what?
G.O.D.
You're talking to me like I'm a DOG. Well, why you ain't paying for me, man? No, but seriously, I need serious talk. I need somebody to tell me how to calm myself.
G.O.D.
Do what I want you to do when you get hungry. I don't want you to eat. I want you to say G-O-D. Will you do that for the next 41 days? Will you do that for the next 40? Will you do that for the next 41 days with me? I mean, yes or no? Yes or no, Benny Landry? Yes or no, Benny Landry? Will you do that for the next? Will you just not eat and say G-O-D for the next 41 days?
Why would I not eat that? Why would I not eat?
Okay.
God
some terms that I can relate to without this God stuff. I don't mind you explaining more to me how that's applicable, but you know, I can't relate to being a man.
There's only one thing.
I can't relate to being a man.
There's only one thing.
At this point, I can't relate to being an angel. I need somebody else to talk to me. Will you please let somebody else? Excuse me.
Wow.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Will you let somebody else talk to me?
Go for it.
Okay. Somebody else help me, please. Because my time is running out. And I need something. Because if I don't have something, I'm just going to tell you, I'm running the danger here of dropping out of the church. To be honest with you, I don't want to go to church. It's not working. Don't ask me to read the Bible because I'm not that deep to be able to pull from out of the text that which is going to make me solid in the faith. I'm not like y'all.
My thing would be, I would tell them to build off of prior experiences.
Build off of prior experiences.
That would be my first thing. But it's a long drawn out process. It wouldn't be simple like that. It has a lot to do with your faith level. The only way you're gonna build your faith is through the trying of your faith, through experience. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing that we as a people, we gotta come to the understanding that God is God, not us. We don't move when we want him to move. We should move when we want us to move. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to, as Christians, we have to come to an understanding of that's what it is. Until we understand that, then we will never understand this whole thing about elevating to a new level of faith or being able to surpass insecurities. We're going to continue to bump heads with insecurities as long as we keep the mentality that God needs to move at my time. And that's the bottom line to me.
Let me include what you say and bring some closure, more closure to this issue. What you're saying is right. So I'm going to use that right and expound upon it like this. When you committed to Christ, I ain't talking about those who have not committed to the Lord. Now, if you haven't committed to the Lord, I'm not talking. You haven't gotten to that step yet. So I really can only advise you to give God your life. I can only advise you that. For those who will not say, that's all I can tell you, to give God your life. Now, I can help you understand that better. And how that's done, we go through all of that. But that has to be step number one. Once you give God your life, for those who have given God their life, I'm going to bring you back to nevertheless. Because when you signed your name on the contract, God I live, for God I die. You committed yourself to nevertheless. Now hold on, because nevertheless means nevertheless. Nothing less than not my will, but your will be done. Hold on, because it applies to every storm and every situation you're in. You have put your name as a commitment, signed and sealed, that if you save me, then I will present myself as the living sacrifice. Nevertheless. So at one point I went and I saw a running stream, and on the running stream, I saw a leaf on the running stream. And the leaf offered no resistance to the current. it rode the current. Sometimes the current caused the leaf to bump against a rock. The leaf did not resist the current to prevent itself from being hit by the rock. It laid on the current. When the current caused it to bash against the rock, it stayed there until the current loosened it to carry it on to another location. But the leaf had a nevertheless relationship with the current. No resistance. So that means no conditions. You don't have to bless me with comfortability. You don't have to bless me with a certain level of elevation. You don't have to bless me with any kind of niceties. You don't have to bless me with great health. You don't have to bless me with a car. You don't have to bless me with a house. I have committed my life to nevertheless. So if you want to take me and ram me against rock upon rock upon rock, nevertheless. So what I want to say to those who are saying, if you're struggling with what's going on to you in your life, let me remind you, number one, you have to decide whether or not you are serious about nevertheless. Not my will, but thy will be done. It wasn't based upon whether or not you understand, whether or not you feel you deserve, whether or not somebody else is with you. It wasn't based upon any of those things. It was based upon your commitment that if he saved you, and he saved you, he did his part. So now wherever the current takes you, now you look at me and say, well, I didn't know all of that. Well, you didn't know all of this either. You didn't know the plans that the current had for you. But God has plans for you. And all of his plans are for the good. He didn't say are for the feel good, or the look good, or the good for now. They are for the good. So the question as I close tonight is, if you're going through a storm, even if you don't understand, even if it's hard, even if it's rocky, you're losing some stuff, the question comes back to you tonight. If you are saved, are you true to your word? Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. If there be anybody here tonight who does not know him, he loves us. Always has, always will. His love has not changed, even when we turn our backs on him. It's their will. The Lord saved you and you strayed away, but you need him to renew your strength and restore your joy. You want to get back to nevertheless, not my will, thy will be done. And listen, I need you to understand, that's an empowering feeling in truth. Really. When you get back to nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done, you can breathe again. Now it becomes so much easier. Now you realize, you know what? I don't have to fight. I just be faithful to the current. Go with the flow of the Lord. It's well with my soul. To rededicate your life. Is that right? You're not a